This podcast is brought to you by Impact.com. Impact.com is the world's leading partnership management platform. Are you looking for new ways to acquire new customers? Impact.com can help you drive revenue through partnerships with publishers, creators, or other brands. Visit Impact.com today.
I think affiliate managers are unicorns. They have skill sets that are so broad, and the way affiliate can be used in so many different ways, you have to be able to have that broader, full marketing mix approach in order to make the right decisions.
You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast brought to you by AffiverseMedia.com, the chapter and verse of everything you need to know about running a successful affiliate program for your business. Now, here's your award-winning affiliate and performance marketing host, an industry veteran, your affiliate marketing guide, and the founder of Affiverse, Leanne Johnston.
Picture this. It's Sunday evening. The weekend's winding down. But instead of relaxing, you're hunched over your laptop, drowning in spreadsheets and client reports. That familiar knot of dread tightens in your stomach as Monday looms. Sound familiar? Well, what if we told you that there's a way to banish those Sunday night blues for good, all while taking your affiliate program to new heights? We're about to reveal how the savviest marketers in the industry are doing just that. In today's episode of the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, I'm sitting down with Emma Tett, the innovative co-founder of Affluent, to unpack the future of data-driven affiliate marketing. She explains why mastering data aggregation now could set you up for unparalleled success, and shares insider knowledge on everything from automating client reports to protecting your most valuable publisher relationships. You'll want to stay tuned to this episode as Emma reveals a game-changing insight for our listeners, the often overlooked publisher matching technique that could be your secret weapon for uncovering hidden program opportunities. So if you're ready to reclaim your weekends, make sure you listen through to the end. You might just banish the Sunday night scaries for good. Welcome to this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast with me, your host, Leanne Johnston. And today I'm joined by the lovely Emma Tett, who is one of the co-founders of Affluent, a really cool tool that I discovered a couple of years ago, and we started chatting about it and, connected that way in the industry. But I'm really excited to have you on the podcast today because you've just got such an amazing view of the affiliate marketplace. And it's really a pleasure to have you on the podcast. So thank you very much for being here, Emma.
Thank you so much for having me, Leanne.
So we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Affluent is and does in a second. But I always ask every single guest that comes onto the podcast, how did you get started in affiliate marketing? And I think that's probably the best place to start with you too.
Completely by accident, to be perfectly honest. My co-founders were working on a publisher project. They were running some websites, they were promoting affiliate programs, and they started working on a way to aggregate all of that data together. That quickly spiraled and became Affluent, and very quickly realized they needed more people involved. So I've been very involved since the very beginning. But once it shifted over to being more of an agency advertiser product for the rest of the world. So completely by accident, just by proximity.
And it seems to be a recurring theme of everybody that I've brought into the podcast, because I ask everybody the same question, and everybody has come from weird and wonderful places with loads of different backgrounds and loads of different areas of expertise. And I know yours is in the tech development space, actually building product to solve problems and finding solutions. But that is really what makes this industry so interesting, because it's literally a melting pot of a whole bunch of professionals that are coming at it from all different sides and using multiple different pieces of technology, tech, data. And I guess that's why I was excited to get you on the podcast, because we're going to get into what Affluent is and does in case people haven't heard of it before. But it really is a fractured marketplace that we work in. And so what I'm interested to hear is, what was the aha moment that led you guys to actually build Affluent? And then can you tell our audience a little bit about what it is and does?
They were working on being publishers, and they were earning little scraps of money from here and there. And they had the Excel spreadsheet of doom, which I think most publishers have. What money am I earning from where, from which network? Have I been paid? Haven't I been paid? Do I need to claim something?
Is my tracking broken? Have I missed something? I mean, the common question.
They were looking for a way to automate that, and very quickly started building that. And then we actually we were based in Denver at the time, and Denver is this weird little mecca for affiliate marketing. And we started meeting with agencies, and he showed it to agencies, and we showed it to agencies. They were like, if you build this for us, we will pay you. And every small startup knows those are the magic words. So very quickly we shifted and we pivoted to building a product that was agency facing and aggregated data from all of the different affiliate networks to help affiliate agencies, which were struggling with exactly the same problem, just on a different scale. They were running affiliate programs, across multiple networks, with multiple geos, different countries, and they were struggling to pull all of that data into one standardized format where they could do cross-portfolio analysis, and more importantly, get rid of the busy work of downloading CSVs, Excel, reformatting the data, putting it into different formats for every different customer, sending out those weekly, fortnightly, monthly QBRs that were just taking up a ton of their time and stopping them from doing the actual work that added value to their programs. And I think that was probably the aha moment for me when I realized we had a product that could make affiliate programs better because we could take away busy work that people didn't really need to be doing and wasn't adding any value.
That's a cool point that you've actually brought up, because everybody says affiliate marketing is all about people management. It's very people heavy as a digital channel compared to some of the other channels that we work in, paid, search, whatever. There's a lot of automation that happens in those digital channels, but in ours, there's very little. And you hit the nail on the head in terms of solving a problem and finding a solution, because as an agency owner myself, I know that is a problem, and I work across multiple different industries. So I don't work in one industry, I work across multiple different industries. And the biggest barrier to entry that we have in order to scale and to really support our clients is pulling all of that data from all the different networks, which all have great reports, but they're all in different formats, into one place so that we can have a single source of truth. Because when you are looking at data in different formats and in different viewpoints, and you can't actually lay it flat against each other, you could be making commercial decisions or choices about which partners you work with and which partners you double down with on data that's not actually accurate because they update at different times. There's latency, all of this kind of stuff, which as you get deeper into the weeds of running an affiliate program, you start to realize the value add that can have when you can simplify that process.
I totally agree. I think standardizing data is one of the biggest challenges in the affiliate industry. It's where all of these networks sprung up differently at different times with different things. Even now we're seeing it with ones that are starting with maybe more of a B2B focus, or they've come from more of an affiliate and influencer angle. And so they might not only call the metrics and the categories different things, but they're tracking different things. They're tracking them in different ways. They have different definitions for what they call first click or whatever. And so that's what we've really tried to do with Affluent, is to create a way that we can do that standardization for you and for agencies and just present as clean as you can get it, because nothing is ever perfect with that you can then put your industry knowledge onto what's going on, seeing the trends, and now you have the data.
And it's also the qualification data that you look at every day, because some agencies look at clicks to conversions, some are looking at the value of the customers, depending on what the clients or depending on what the advertisers' objectives and KPIs are, the outcomes that they want to achieve with the affiliate program. So even the way that you look at the data is sometimes different and can't be standardized. And one thing that you mentioned early on when we spoke before I got you on here is like, what are some of the pain points that you've solved by building the dashboard in such a configurable way?
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely when we started and still to this point, I always try and bring everything back to aggregating, automating, and optimizing. How can we do those things? How can we make those, take as much of that off of the hands of affiliate managers so they can do the actual work? And some of the things that we've definitely managed to do that with right at the beginning, it was the aggregating and bringing it all into one place. Even before we had automated client reports, we were getting great feedback from agencies that they were able to see their whole portfolio in one place. So I think it's amazing how at this point people still don't have that, or when we started, they didn't have that. Then we got into the client reporting, and that's one of the ones where that is just like, it just takes so much time off people's hands. It's super configurable, so that when you've got one brand that wants to see their data this way, we can cater to it. And if you've got another brand that wants to see their data, we can cater to it that way. It's something we realized really early on is this huge disparity in affiliate programs, what they're tracking, what's important to them, how robust their setup is. So we wanted to make it that it was super configurable. But me personally, coming from a non-tech, non-data background, the thing that I always really loved was that we were able to put data in the hands of people who didn't know how to use a table or a pivot chart.
And there's a lot of affiliate managers out there that aren't old school like me who know how to build macros. If you're not an expert on Excel, you could spend hours looking at data and trying to get the insight and the knowledge that you need to make business decisions.
I think affiliate managers are unicorns. They have skill sets that are so broad, and the way affiliate can be used in so many different ways, you have to be able to have that broader full marketing mix approach in order to make the right decisions. And no one can be everything to everybody. And being a database whiz one of your additional tasks to try and get that out of people's hands. And definitely when we started, we saw a lot of cases where reporting and data was siloed from the actual account managers. They had a person who did data, and then the account managers were the people talking to the publishers or the affiliates. And I didn't love that. And you could tell the program managers didn't either, but they had their hands tied. They couldn't get the data. And I hear that much less now. I rarely come across programs where there's a real silo between the data.
Now, let's talk a little bit about data and storytelling, because you can get data overwhelmed. Yeah, data shock even. Like I've had it. You just got so much stuff to look at and you're like, okay, I'm lost and I don't really know what I want to be doing. So talk to us a little bit about what brands and agencies using Affluent, like what they actually get wrong. Because it's great to have the Rolls Royce of aggregated systems where you can pull absolutely everything in. But if you don't actually use it properly, it's still not going to benefit you. So what are some of the things that you see people getting wrong?
I definitely see people with data overload. When they first come to me, they'll be like, hey, I want to recreate this report. And I will get sent a multiple tab Excel spreadsheet with 3 years worth of data month over month with trend analysis for every metric and KPI. And they're sending this over to somebody who is affiliates, one of their responsibilities in-house at a brand. And there's no way that they can be actually drawing any real meaning out of this. So I think one of the things that we've been able to do, and the way Affluent is set up, is actually encourage people to scale back. We still give you all of that data for you to do your analysis and for you to make those deep, weedsy decisions in the background. But when it comes to presenting data and telling a story, bringing it up a level, putting those key metrics at the top, showing where the trends are going, pulling out key publishers, pulling out key categories, key types of publishers that are really working for you. And the first thing that we always encourage every person to do is to start with text. Start with some key metrics and then the text box. Explain what's going on, the highlights, the lowlights, what you've done, what's going forward. Because when you add that little bit of context to data, I think you can really use it a lot better. So I think that's probably one of the things that I see going wrong the most, but I'm also seeing go right as well. That ability to zoom out, show what's really important to the people who need to make decisions. And also, I think one of the benefits that we've been able to give is everybody gets their data in the same format every week. They know how to read it. You're not constantly jumping around looking for a metric that's moved or changed or now being calculated in a slightly different way. That consistency over time, I think, is also really useful to people.
I legit hear my own team say, I wish this platform had this report from another platform, because then I'd be able to do all of my reporting properly. Well, now you can, because if you aggregate all of this data into one platform. And I like what you said about storytelling, because as affiliate managers, we also say quite a lot, I need to know how to explain my value, my worth of my channel to the C-level suite. Having a tool like this that can actually pull all of the aggregated data across every client into one place and then show your C-level suite, this is actually what the team has delivered, makes that storytelling process just a little bit more easier and less stressful, especially if you're not an affiliate manager that's deep into the weeds on numbers, because not all of us are. Like some of us are really great relationship builders and salespeople, and some of us are really deep into the numbers. To this day, there's very few affiliate managers that I've ever met that are like an equal 50-50 split of both.
Yeah, it's two very different sides of the brain, and it's two very difficult things to do hand in hand. Guard them with your life and keep them, because they are very precious.
They're very rare.
Isn't to discount the others either. Amazing relationship builders will get you very far, and data whizzes will also do the same.
And use them in the quantities that you need. Don't over deliver on relationship builders, but then don't have anybody looking at the numbers, and build your teams around that, because a lot of companies are actually also taking their programs in-house now. And what we want to do is ensure that they have the tools that they need from the platforms that they're using to track and to run their programs, to actually get the data intelligence to then improve their strategies, basically, because agencies will always be around the depth and breadth of knowledge that they bring. But like for those businesses that are actually doubling down and wanting to get really deep into performance, which a lot are for obvious reasons, they need to know what tools to use. Now, we spoke a little bit about the GA integration that's happened recently. So I want you to talk a little bit about what that is and what it does and what it actually enables clients to do now that function is available.
Yeah, absolutely. So GA, Google Analytics, we've added the ability to integrate your GA accounts into Affluent. So we now support a whole range of affiliate networks, all of the ones that you're going to expect to see there, plus the newer ones like Levanta. We also have Google Ads and Facebook Ads, and we have GA. We've had GA for a while, but obviously with the change from Universal Analytics to GA4, we've had to upgrade that and really change a lot of our metrics and our categories and things like that. But now with the ability to add your GA account, we've also added the ability to combine your GA data and your affiliate data.
I want to just pause there for a fact. Explain what that actually allows an advertiser or a brand to do.
So previously, your GA data and your affiliate data were very disconnected. And I also want to make it clear, like, these are two different sets of data. You can't compare them apples to apples. And you shouldn't. And you're going to see discrepancies between them. If you didn't see discrepancies from them, you would have an issue. But what this enables you to do is to use our publisher matching tool, which enables you to identify a publisher that's coming through on GA and match them with that publisher data that you're getting through the network. So you're able to compare things like sessions that they're sending, which is a GA metric, with things like the commission you're paying them, which is specifically an affiliate one. So you're able to see maybe they're sending a ton of sessions, but they're not actually getting any commission. What's going on there? Why is that happening? Their answers are not in the data. The answers are going to be in that analysis and that outreach and that work you do afterwards. But that data is going to definitely point you in the directions of things to look at. Is this a content publisher who's sending great traffic but is having a coupon at the end used, and so they're not getting that last click credit, things like that? It's arrows pointing you towards something, but it's definitely not the answer.
Yeah, but the thing is half the battle is won when you get told to look at something, and then you can go and explore it and have some conversations with people and figure out why is that happening. Because another key metric that's happening at the moment, and it's been prevalent in some of the stuff that we're looking at, is a lot of affiliate sites that are in hidden networks, and you think you're working with one site but actually getting traffic from a whole bunch of others. And then who owns that traffic? It's like hidden landing pages and all of that kind of stuff, which can really impact what you're seeing in your platform, as in a registration, a click, a conversion. But what's happening before all of that? And how impactful is that when you start looking at lifetime value of customers that your affiliates are referring and bringing in?
Absolutely, which is why we really wanted to combine those two data sets so that people had the opportunity to do that. A lot of what we do is stuff that if you were to try and do it manually and repeatedly, you would spend your entire time just playing with data.
Who's got the time?
That's like our publisher merging tool that enables you to pull together all of the different publisher accounts across all of the different networks that you work on into one view with a publisher. If you're an agency or even if you're a brand working across multiple networks, you can actually see your whole performance with a single publisher across all of the different programs. This is so useful, particularly for multi-network brands, geo programs, or for agencies. And that publishing merging tool has been one of the things that we've really been able to help people identify where things are coming from.
So we've talked about the core functions of Affluent, which is the aggregation of the data so that it can tell easily led stories. We've spoken about the GA integration and how that can sit on top of the affiliate data and actually be matched back to opportunities, I would say. But what about being more performance driven and using Affluent to actually change the commercial aspects of an affiliate program? What are some of the data insights that you're seeing clients use to improve their profit margins, basically, their points of profit?
I will say, I think one of the best things that Affluent does to help agencies improve their profit margins is taking a lot of that work off the program manager's hand, when we automate it, and so they can focus on what they're really doing. And it is just, that's a really great tool for that. Where we are also seeing it is in the different reports that they're running. One of my favorite things you can do in Affluent and just really keep an eye on is going to be your publisher mix. What percent total, either revenue, commissions, are coming from specific publishers, types of publishers. This is something we're constantly being told to do in this industry is diversify. It's really hard to keep track of that. Which publishers are which, what are they doing? And so we have very simple reports.
Because that segmentation mix needs to change, like even quarter by quarter, depending on what's happening seasonality. And it's a big problem because I literally just had this conversation today. So it's quite timely that we're having it with my content team. About maybe 8 weeks ago, everybody was shouting about the fact that CTV is the new mecca. Diversify into CTV publishers and put all of your CPA revenue in there because it's great, it's growing, it's amazing. Performance Marketing World released the latest stats where CTV subscribers have actually declined in the UK. So now it's, what do I do? Where do I put my money? If people are like jumping off the apps and not watching, then how do I diversify that spend out? This report can help you because it can show you where the value is coming from.
Exactly. And diversifying is good. Also knowing to protect your evergreen. What has been working for you for a really long time may change in the future. You know, the only constant is change, as we know, but protecting those. And we also have built tools around protecting those. For example, our link scanner tool. One of the ways I really like to use this is to keep those at top 20 referral URLs. You can put those referral URLs in, and Affluence Link Scanner is going to monitor them to make sure that they are never leading to 404s, never going to an out of stock item, not being poached by your competitors, being used with the right links, or being used with a direct link, or maybe a sub-affiliate network link if that's not the approach to the program you're taking. So that just constant health monitoring of these are my evergreens, I can rely on them. Just because I can rely on them doesn't mean I'm going to ignore them, but I've got them there and they're good.
But it's also another time-saving exercise because fraud management and data consistency, because that's obviously the biggest alert. Oh, something's dropped off, what do I do? But somebody needs to be looking at that to actually tell you about the alert. Now you can actually plug this tool in and it can do it for you on a weekly, monthly, whatever basis. So whatever's relevant for your program. So what about the bit that we spoke about where we were talking about understanding what's performance driven before and after tenancies are paid? Talk to us a little bit about the reporting on that.
We've always had what we called events, and we kept it really open, much like what we try to do. We always try to build things to solve as many use cases as possible. Mostly, though, boils down to your placements, promotions, and in the UK tenancies. So we always had the ability to record those in Affluent. The goal there, again, to get rid of the spreadsheet of doom where you're recording
loads of conversations, a couple of schmoozing deals, a few drinks out on the town, so much.
Those are where the real relationship management comes in, for sure.
Yeah.
And Q3, you're spending all of Q3 prepping for Q4 in your placements. What the ability you have there to do is to actually include them in your client reporting on a weekly or your monthly basis and say, hey, I've actually secured all of these for Q4 that are coming up. But what we added more recently is then the ability to include performance data. Once the events run, you can actually drill down on a publisher level to that tenancy that you've run and say, okay, during this period, what was the revenue? What was the revenue for the previous period? What was the revenue for the previous year? But then we've also added the ability to narrow it down to other things. So really just the ability to look more closely at what a placement is potentially doing.
Measuring incrementality is nigh on impossible in a performance program because it spans multiple different channels. Okay, I call it channels. You can get referrals from influencers, from bloggers, from media publishers, fixed fee tenancies, paid advertising, arbitrage, lead generation. The whole lot of it is in the program. So measuring incrementality has always been a bit of a dark side of the moon. Thumb suck, I'm going to test this and turn it on and off and see what happens. So having this type of data is actually incredibly intuitive, especially if you have a very well-established program, a program where you know that seasonality impacts, and when you're working on, and when it's very mature, when it's working across multiple different digital channels. So you can really use data like that to build the budget story to your C-level, to actually report back to your affiliates and say, hey, don't spend a lot of money on us in these months because we actually see the uplift in these months. And actually get your partners targeted to work around the data that you're seeing. And this is where transparency is just so important in our industry, but yet people always want to operate behind closed doors because they don't want to give away any IP. But the point is that when you do open up the doors and share this kind of information, it can actually leapfrog your program a lot faster because you can kind of cull the wheat from the chaff and actually get down to the nitty-gritty of delivering the data and the KPIs that you want your program to deliver.
Absolutely. I talk about using Affluent, which is just using data at different levels. And so when people first get started, they'll come in, they'll automate their client reports and breathe that sigh of relief. Monday mornings are clear. Like I've worked with some people who now don't work Sunday nights. A lot of people that are client reporting on a Sunday night. And those are the happiest ones for me. The people who I get to give their Sunday nights back to, I love that. And so they breathe that sigh of relief after getting their Monday mornings back. But then they start digging deeper into it. Okay, how can I use this data on every day of the week to look at the stats that are important to me? Building a report that's specifically for an account manager that includes all of their brands. That's going to be a very different story from then the data that they create to show to management and to the C-suite. That you can also create. That's using it again at a different level, knowing both the advertising agency side of what data is available and the publisher side of what data is available.
That's all.
If you can get the report with that key information, those stats that you're looking at, what's important to you, but also what's important to them, and provide them with that. As you said, you're being transparent, you're opening it up, you're showing. One of the things I really like about affiliate is it's a win-win-win. Everybody should be getting what they want. The advertiser is getting sales, the publisher is getting commissions.
Some of the three main takeaways that Affluent can help you with. So we've spoken about time saving and resource, which ultimately impacts your margin anyway. But what about measurement and tracking? Because we haven't actually touched on tracking, and Affluent can actually alert you to certain tracking functions. So let's talk about that as one of the main takeaways.
So yeah, you said time saving for analysis. That's check one. We aim to get that done with you within your first month. If you're not doing that, if you're not using Affluent or you are using Affluent, that should just be done and dusted. That's too much of your brain space otherwise. Where we can really help on that automated tracking. So one of the things that we have in Affluent are going to be your Affluent baselines, all of your data to look for things that are potentially threats, potentially opportunities. So in there, we've got things like first sale by a publisher. A publisher might have joined your program a year ago and then all of a sudden remembered you and come back alive.
Yeah, but the nice thing about that is that's a fantastic conversation starter for an inexperienced affiliate manager to go and build a really great relationship.
We give you those, we list them out by brand, we give you that key information. What was the brand, that program that they got that first sale on? How much was it for? Was it seen by another one very quickly? Fraud ones, multiple sales from the same IP, high rate of conversion. They might not mean fraud. They're really good indicators of potential fraud.
It's an early warning signal because that's sometimes all you need. Like, not every program needs to have a built-in fraud technology. Like, it just might not be big enough for that yet. But what we need is the early warning signals to alert you to things that might be going wrong.
And then two of my favorites that have identified things early for people, which are going to be the no clicks and no revenue alerts that we actually set up to email to you in the morning. Programs go down. Programs go down for a whole host of reasons that may or may not be somebody's fault. The web team could have just deleted your pixel for no reason.
True story. It's happened to me.
I've had emails from account managers being like, I got Affluent's email this morning.
Yeah.
And it's been the first way of catching it. Because even if you're managing a small number of programs.
Yeah, but also think about it this way. You spend all that time spinning your wheels trying to get a publisher to promote you. How embarrassing is it that the publisher phones you up in the morning and goes, hey, your tracking's broken? It has happened. Like, you should be at the forefront of that and providing them with that service.
Affluent definitely helps with that. And again, it's just one of those things like, that shouldn't be a concern that you need to have in the back of your brain. Let technology handle that for you. There are so many things that we're still not going to be able to do without people really understanding it and building those relationships. We were talking about analyzing placement data. And you said you need to have such a full understanding of what's going on in your marketing there to really make a thorough analysis. That's so much data to hold in your head and so much understanding and learning and experience.
Where do you see the future of affiliate marketing headed? Because obviously you're in the thick of it and you're working with both agencies and brands and publishers. Like, everybody's using Affluent at this point. In the middle of that nucleus and in the epicenter of everybody asking you for things, what do you think the big trends are going to be as we move forward into 2025?
I don't think we're going to be able to avoid AI.
Oh, it's coming.
Everybody in different ways, from reporting and to content to analysis to optimization and things like that. I think one of the things that I'm seeing change the most is actually coming from a project I'm working on within the Impact Channel team, the Affiliate Marketing Agency Coaching Program, where we're providing really hands-on, white glove assistance to agencies that offer marketing services. We get a lot of agencies coming to us like, hey, we want to do affiliate marketing. We're like, okay, cool, here's a link. And they're like, okay, I'll come back to you. And a year later, they've either figured it out themselves through a long trial and hard work, or it's dropped off their radar completely. We're seeing that for more and more agencies, it dropping off their radar isn't an option anymore. If you're looking at PR is now expected, wherever possible, to prove their performance. And the way to prove your performance,
to track it.
So you can't be a PR agency now and not know how to provide a tracking link. We're seeing tons of PR agents coming to us saying, we're doing this anyway. How do we also run a full funnel?
See, I got some issues with that. It's great that we want to empower people and get them into performance, but there's different levels of expertise that you need at different stages of your affiliate program. So if you just want somebody to manage a couple of affiliate partners, yeah, your PR agency can probably do that. If you want somebody to build a full-scale strategy, you need a performance marketing expert. Don't go to a doctor when you need a dentist and a dentist when you need a doctor. But the point is that the tools need to enable the outcomes. That's really the message that we want to be giving to people listening. If you're a PR agency and you need to be working on performance, you need the right tool to be able to track that and give the client their information.
Exactly. And if you're going to be in an affiliate network, we want to make sure that you understand it. If you're running a Rolls Royce of an affiliate program, you should be going to the people with the most experience. Every affiliate program starts somewhere, and every affiliate agency starts. Just because you haven't done it before doesn't mean that you can't get into it. If those were the rules, I certainly wouldn't be part of the affiliate team.
All of us wouldn't have fallen into affiliate marketing because everybody falls in by accident.
I feel like traditional affiliate marketing agencies, those OPNs, adding on performance PR brings, I don't see why we can't be straddling and bringing everybody in. We're seeing it too with SEO and search, paid ads. Agencies, they're saying affiliates creeping in.
We're taking over the world. Well, it's not affiliate. It's actually performance. It's paying on performance. And to pay on performance, you need data. So it makes sense that you're getting called into all of these different conversations and being asked to provide that data.
Maybe that's the thing that I see. The world is waking up to the fact that performance is a technology. We're just providing you with a way to track it, to monetize it, to monitor it, and to make informed decisions. So I'm really excited to see other marketing channels adopting it, bringing it in.
I'm really excited that you're enabling it because for 25 odd years, we've been sitting in this room and nobody's been looking at us unless they need something. So now it's like bringing performance to the fore as the digital medium and not just the ugly cousin in the back corner, which is kind of how we've been.
I've been in the industry, which now at this point is like 7 years. But I remember everybody was saying these things when I first joined, a convergence of influencer. Yeah. It's now actually happening. I'm seeing it. I'm literally seeing it in data in Affluent, where we are seeing both an affiliate and an influencer campaign being run together. And the same for performance tracking being used in all of these other different channels too. Like we're turning a corner. We've got to the crest of the wave.
There's no more segregation between digital. It's digital and it's performance. You're either paying for it up front or you're paying for it after it happens. It's almost simplified things because for many years prior to this, you've been an SEO expert or you've been a this person or you've been a that person. And it's almost like now in performance, we've had to be a little bit of a jack of all trades of everything. And so the industry's enabling us with the tools and the tech and the stuff that we need in order to like speed roll that forward. And it's cyclical because I've been around for almost 3 decades. You know, we're back in the beginning. I mean, I remember when we still had brick mobile phones. Like many people listening to this podcast would never have had that experience. They've just had smartphones. So it's a lot of change and a lot of things that are moving forward. But the point is that the tech is catching up and enabling us to do so many more innovative and exciting things. That's a really great place to end this podcast is to, 1, figure out how you can get your Mondays back or your Sunday nights back. 2, use the data intelligently to actually grow your program and provide insights both to your internal C-suite so they can actually grow and figure out what the KPIs are that they need to meet for you. And 3, don't be afraid of leveraging the tech in order to make your business grow because like we can save time and increase profit margins by not being so heavily resource intensive anymore because the tools allow us to do that. It's been great having you on this podcast, Emma. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit more insight into what Affluent does and how it can help brands and agencies and pretty much everybody in the ecosystem, really. I always like speaking to people that solve problems because it always makes for an interesting conversation.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been wonderful. Thanks for having me.
This podcast has been brought to you by AMP, Affiliate Manager Performance Program. The Affiliate Manager Performance Program is designed for ambitious affiliate managers working at brands, agencies, or affiliate networks. This 12-week on-demand video coaching program is for those practitioners who want to scale their affiliate program and improve their affiliate partner performance. Affiverse has trained over 200 affiliate managers from companies like Microsoft, Omnisend, AstroPay, IQ Option, PokerStars, Betson, OxyLabs, and ConvertKit will help you build consistent sales and trusted affiliate partnerships. Plus, you can join our live Ask Me Anything sessions as you work through the weekly video content entirely at your own pace. Learn proven tactics, tried and tested strategies, and access decades of experience from industry veterans who have launched, scaled, and grown multi-million-dollar affiliate programs around the world. To find out more, visit affiversetraining.com and get started growing your affiliate program with AMP today.